Welcome aboard the Harmony of the Seas. Today we have the special privilege of sitting down with two exquisite gentlemen who are going to give us quite the treat. I have Catalin, the hotel director, on board this magnificent ship, and I also have Super Mario. Now, for those who don't know, Harmony of the Seas is a great ship. It actually is being rated one of the top ships within the Royal Caribbean fleet. So we're excited today to chat for people who have had quite the tenure working on board with Royal Caribbean and on this magnificent ship, and another one who has been living on board, and of course myself, who's experienced it all and tapping into their knowledge. So gentlemen, thank you for joining me. I'm excited to chat today.
Great to be here.
Great, good to be with you, Alana.
Amazing. Yeah. So Catalin, how long have you worked briefly with Royal Caribbean? You're the hotel director. How long have you been on Harmony? Give us a little bit of a scope of why we're talking about this magnificent ship today.
Wonderful. First of all, thank you for having us, Alana. It's a great privilege finally to sit down at the same table with Mario and have an interview with him. This is great. Great to be here. So my name is Catalin. I've been with Royal Caribbean for 23 years. Started obviously in 2000 as a room service attendant and worked my way up through the ranks. And now I'm a hotel director on board Harmony of the Seas. Past experience, worked through various new builds. I opened Oasis as a Metro D, Allure as a restaurant operations manager, and then Harmony as an F&B director, Symphony as an F&B director, new build. Then moved on to manager hotel operation, and here I am right now in charge of this $1.6 billion magnificent ship. And yes, you're absolutely right. Harmony is performing really well. Actually, in the month of May, in our guest scores that we always track all our guest sentiment via various key metrics, and for the month of May we're the #1 ship in the fleet as well. Now we are trending very well as well. So in Miami, the capital of cruising industry, Harmony is doing amazing.
I think that's amazing. First of all, congratulations on your tenure. I actually got a preview of your extensive career with Royal Caribbean. Kudos to Royal Caribbean for putting all the belief behind you to be able to rise and become the rising star with the company across those many years, for how many different roles you played. Mario gave us that knowledge during the loyalty. What is that event called? Top Tier, yes. Top Tier. Mario had an opportunity to give you some shine at that event, and I learned that, and I thought that was fantastic. So throughout that, I think it's important that we do hit the nail on the coffin there, is that why Harmony is being rated so highly is because when we're done with our cruises, we fill out those scorecards. So Mario, for those who don't know, lives on Royal Caribbean and has been for how many years now?
Coincidentally, the same as Catalin. I've been here since 2000. Not here, but in Royal 2000.
That's quite the coinky-dink, don't we think? Yeah. It is. So after every cruise, we fill it out and we mark all of the different ratings on how everything was. And with being in the hotel director, what are some of those key points that we should be looking out to filling out on board?
Well, I had the privilege, just to give you a little bit of background, I had the privilege of opening the Oasis class, the first time Oasis class opening, and I was the Maitre D back then, and I was working with one of our presidents now, which was our hotel director back then, Raymond. And the biggest threat when we open these big ships, and always been, is what if the ship is too big? And we always wanted to identify, yes, we are building the world's largest cruise liner, but still we are always focused on individual small gestures of hospitality. So I think, and I always do believe, that Royal Caribbean, what differentiated us as a cruising industry has always been the fact that no matter how big and bold and big we are, the most important thing still is that on Royal Caribbean, you always will receive those small different experiences at every opportunity, different gestures of hospitality, as I always like to call them. And please do us a favor. It doesn't matter what the experience is, whether it's in the photo shop, whether it's in the shops, whether it's in the spa, whether it's in the Windjam or anywhere. Take the time. We always like to stay connected with our guests, and we always read every single comment that comes to us as valuable feedback, and we always try to do better at every single point that we can. And this is why we're performing at this level.
Yeah, so with this ship this size, there's so many different type of opportunities to where you can enjoy the ship. And you're in luck if you want to see all of the activities on board Harmony of the Seas. Head over to my website, alanazingano.com. Mario has been on board this particular ship now for how many months?
I've been here 7 weeks. And it's not coincidentally that May was rated #1 since I came here, you know.
You whipped them in shape, didn't you?
I made sure they got to #1.
Thank you, Mario.
But I would stress, fill out the survey. There's a lot of people that don't fill it out. You probably get a 50% or something response rate.
Average about 35 to 45%.
I would encourage people to take the time, 5 minutes, and just fill it out because they really want your feedback and they really want to listen to you, what you have to say.
Sure.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about what guests can expect on board, what you're enjoying with this particular ship, what are some of the recommendations from your side as well. Perhaps we'll start with the entertainment. I know we have so many different opportunities from ice shows to Broadway shows. What would you recommend that would be a not miss on board for guests when they are planning their cruise vacation, making sure they get an experience?
Well, with everything what happened to the cruise line industry since we opened Oasis of the Seas in 2009, what's amazing to see that before the cruise were just show and dining. Now there's a lot more. And what is amazing to see right now is the fact that we have developed the app. So the Royal Caribbean app, we always try to encourage our guests, and I'm sure you guys get the notification pre-cruise where you have to just start to download the app and start to do the planning. We do believe that some pre-cruise planning is always highly recommended for you guys to ensure that you capture most of the main events, which obviously, and as you mentioned, we have the shows, which you need to plan against your dining because now dining is more flexible. It's faster probably than it used to be before. It's not necessarily a 2.5 hours experience. It's gone down a little bit to about 1.5 hours. But besides that, there are individual small experiences around the ship that you must try your best to capture, such as just throwing out there, small events and like in Solarium. Find out about Solarium a little bit more because Solarium transforms in the night into a different venues, and this is on all Oasis class ship, not just on Harmony. And where you used to going every night in the diner, when you go up in the Solarium in the night, you can have a very tranquil atmosphere, just trying to enjoy the best of it. Places such as like Wonderland, where we're sitting right now, hidden gems around the ship that you might find that, oh wow, I didn't know about that. Give an example, another casual day dining setting is always the Park Cafe. We always said, oh, let's go to the Windjammer. And sometimes the Windjammer gets a little bit busy, as we know, but you have other areas. If you go for breakfast in Park Cafe, actually I'm there every single morning because I always start my day with a coffee in Park Cafe, and just amazing to see that Central Park, the birds, and just have a beautiful salmon sandwich over there. So try the small little experiences as well, but it's very, very important that you map out your main experiences for the beginning. Yeah. Because what us as a company have done amazing from the beginning is the fact that we made the ship a destination itself.
For sure.
And the planning is going to really help you experience and grasp the entire fun that the ship has to offer.
And that's the beauty of those who are watching at home. You guys are savvy travelers because you're already doing your research, wondering about what your experience is going to be like when you come on board. So you're ahead of the game, which is fantastic. Mario, you've been on the ship 7 weeks. What is one spot besides your office on the pool deck? Got to throw that in there. That is one spot that you would enjoy hanging out.
Well, for me, the jewel in the crown is the show Grease.
Oh, yes.
That is what amazing show. I watch it every week in the front row, and the performers just come to you and they sing to you and they dance to you, and it's a happy show. Those are the happy days in the late 50s. So it makes you, I walk out of there with joy and happiness inside of me. So that to me is number one. And of course I would put the crew, the quality of the crew, the passion of the crew, their commitment, their friendliness, their attentiveness. On Harmony, they are the best. And I tell you, when I think of Harmony, I think of Oasis 3. Okay? That's sort of the way I look at it. So what distinguishes Oasis 1, 2, and 3 really is the crew is what really makes the difference. Because let's face it, the hardware is pretty much the same with some minor differences like Grease, for example. But the crew is really what makes the ship rock.
To that point, Grease is on Harmony and different production shows on different Oasis class ships, along with the Aqua shows as well, which are some of my personal favorite entertainment on board. I will not miss an Aqua show. I'll even go twice. An awesome experience. Don't miss the Aqua shows with the Aqua Theater. It's one of a kind, and you'll get a little bit of a different show with every ship that you go on within the Oasis class fleet. So we talked about the entertainment and some of the dining, and of course we're in one of the specialty dining restaurants right now, Wonderland here. So what would you recommend to be the most romantic destination? You're gonna throw the kids in the kids club and have date night on board?
Well, I think like I always like to say, all the restaurants are amazing. I think if you come to Wonderland, you should bring your kids.
Okay.
It's basically you enter to literally based on the novel Alice in Wonderland. You take your kids through the rabbit hole and the magic door there, and you have a Mad Hatter in here, and the kids really relate to it. But of course, it can also be a romantic setting. But I do believe the Central Park in the night, it's really still our key execution for any type of romantic dinner. Right now we brought the jazz band is playing every single night in the park, and that really fits like a glove. The jazz band there with the alfresco terrace over there in front of Jamie's or either in Chops is one unique experience that you always wonder how did this happen, and we are at sea. And you're just sitting in the middle of the music, playing jazz club. You really think you're in Central Park, New York, having dinner. So I always recommend it, and I really hope, and it looks like guests are enjoying it amazingly.
Yeah, and so if you're looking to celebrate as well, perhaps have a big milestone coming up, like Mario is having another milestone with his points coming up. Where's going to be your top recommendation of where you want to have a great meal on board?
Oh, Johnny Rockets.
Hey, they'll sing and dance to you. It's a good time.
I love fast food.
Yeah.
So for me, Johnny Rockets
yes.
is once a week type thing. But I enjoy, of course, Coastal Kitchen, which is not available to everybody. But if you want to enjoy Coastal Kitchen, book a suite, and then you'll get there. Yeah, and the suites are amazing, and yeah, that's one way to go.
Coastal Kitchen is a really unique experience. In that area is partly the lounge and partly the restaurant, so a really elevated menu, quite the experience for sure. And I think with the note of Johnny Rockets, a fun one. You can also get free breakfast there, by the way, so don't forget that as all of your different options of hidden tips and things. There's so much happening within Royal Caribbean with new ships on the horizon and so much to look forward to. I know Mario always wants to experience the best of the fleet, and I'm sure there's so much buzz within the company as well, so much on the horizon. You guys know what I'm talking about with Icon of the Seas and Utopia of the Seas coming soon next year. What can you tell me that you're specifically looking forward to with these new ships?
Me, my background is food and beverage, and as I said, I had the privilege actually to open the first Wonderland, because this was the first Wonderland in the fleet, and I was very deeply involved in all the concept here together with our F&B professional, with Dominic Gamba and other Joao Mendoca and everybody that was shoreside at that time, to support us and still are there to support us in this concept. Obviously, in Icon, what I'm really excited to see, because on Icon I think we have another 20 plus other different concepts that we're going to launch there. So that is really impressive. Besides everything else, besides the new entertainment, the new kids fun activities, slides, sports activities, and everything else, that's a lot of new concepts, and that is great. And this is why I've always loved to be in this company, because we've always pushed the boundaries further.
The 6th Oasis class ship, Utopia of the Seas. Perhaps will we see you on board?
Yes, so I'll be part of the Utopia startup, and it's gonna sail out of Port Canaveral, 3 and 4 days. Actually, I'm preparing to end my contract here on Harmony. Harmony has been super to me. It's been a super ship, amazing crew. Like Mario always likes to acknowledge our crew here, and we're preparing to go to France, because already she's starting to take form already, and we are heavily involved in the new concepts that are coming up, like the new food trucks on the pool deck, the new tiki bar, the Pesky Parrot, where the Pesky Parrot bar, the tiki bar that we are developing as well on the promenade, and a lot more other stuff that are going to be just spectacular.
Amazing. Congratulations on that big achievement, on getting to be a part of that opening team. I know that you feel the emotion tied to this ship as you had the opportunity to open Wonderland, to be a part of this, and it gives you all those like butterfly feelings of how special it is. And now you get a chance to do that again with Utopia. I think that it's going to be such a proud moment, right?
Absolutely. It's proud because, you're in these venues when it's just steel. Literally steel and bars, and you just see nothing, just workers going up and down, welders and electricians, and all of a sudden within 2-3 weeks you see immediately the knives and the forks cutting and the people having fun and enjoying. So that's really amazing. Once you have that feeling, it's just correct. Butterflies, that's the right way to say it.
I think there's going to be a lot from our guest perspective that we can look forward to with Utopias. Mario is also booked out quite in advance, so this is coming next year. Yeah. So maybe you won't make it on one of those first sailings for that one, but perhaps we'll see you pop up just to check it out.
I may just go and kick the tires on Utopia, you know, see what it looks like. May visit Catalin. Yeah. But Icon, I'm going to go on Icon first. And an Icon, what I'll be looking for is, it's a new class of ship. Mm-hmm. Anytime you go on a new class of ship, you want to really get the feel of the ship, because you don't know what you're going to feel like. The flow of the guests, how they flow, the different venues, you know, how things interact with each other. Just get the feel of the whole ship. And then specifically, I would look for Aquadome, being a brand new, you know, creative venue, which is the aqua park on the other side of the ship, on the front of the ship, with a dome and whole different kinds of things. The other thing I'm curious about Icon is I want to see how that Surfside neighborhood is going to work out. Oh, yes. I have some, you know, some thoughts about it, where you're trying to get the kids and the parents and the grandparents all together, and I want to see how that's going to work. Whether they're going to be able to hang on to the kids. I'm very curious.
For myself, I'm excited for it. I think it's a lot to look forward to on the horizon with all of it. I know I have a 3-year-old, so she's going to be loving that area for sure. And I know that you probably know much more than what you can share with us today, so we'll just have to keep looking for those updates on both of those two ships, and so much to look forward to. I think this was fantastic and quite the interview. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us today here on board the Harmony. I can't wait to see what's more to come. Enjoy your vacation and traveling to Utopia. I can't wait for more announcements. And for those who want to hear even more from Mario, don't worry, check out the playlist down below. We're going to cover even more with updates from our super cruiser, Super Mario. So thank you guys so much for watching. Until next time,
ciao for now.
Hey, Mario. I think it would be a great idea to give the viewers who have loved all of this series some goodies. What do you think?
I think they deserve it.
For sure. For liking the video, for commenting, for subscribing. They should get a goodie.
Yes.
All right, folks, we're going to do a giveaway for this series here. Valencia's holding a ship model. We're actually going to have some goodies that Super Mario is going to sign himself, along with an exclusive royal tote bag. You gotta be pretty special to get one of those. It's a special gift from Super Mario himself, so be sure to, oh yeah, there you go.
It's the model of the Harmony of the Seas.
There we go.
Right, which is where we are.
So we'll have all the details on how to put your name into the hat to enter into the giveaway down in the description box in the comments below. So be sure to hit the thumbs up and good luck.